Hello, hi, welcome back to the Healing Girl Chronicles. It is I. Welcome, 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 welcome. And today I want to speak about jealousy, envy, and comparison. So, in my healing journey, in my life experience, in the many failures that I have survived, I've learned one thing that has been really difficult to work through has been feelings of jealousy, of envy, and the behavior of comparing myself to others, which again I think is a natural human thing. It's not really a new thing. I think most people struggle with jealousy and envy and comparing ourselves with other people's lives. I just think the way we think about it and the way we process it, maybe we need to bring more thought about that. So, in my experiences with jealousy and envy, is that like a person who is like a human person on earth, I see something that maybe I don't have, something that I desire, something that I feel like I would also like to partake in. And then I have these feelings that spring up and I feel jealous, I feel envious, and I start to compare myself with other people, And what I've come to understand that is a gross injustice to myself. What I tend to do in those times and in those spaces of comparison, envy, and jealousy is that I disregard my life experience, I disregard my potentiality, I disregard what is in me, I disregard what I'm capable of based on another person's highlight reel. And I think that's also why a part of me, I really don't like social media, especially in the sense of like your Instagrams, or I don't really partake in that environment because for me, I feel like it's a breeding ground of and a cesspool of jealousy, envy, and comparison. Because what sometimes in our rational mind we seem to forget is that that is not an accurate description or depiction of a person's life. We look at this person's highlight reel and then we compare it to our comprehensive understanding of our lives, which is including our failures, our disappointments, our achievements, our moments of happiness. But we have a more comprehensive experience of our lives as opposed to this person who I'm seeing on Instagram, and all I'm seeing is this immaculate life. It's this like picture perfect relationship. It's this extravagant car, and all I'm just thinking about is the fact that I'm not there. I don't have those things, and wow, my life is miserable. And I think sometimes we end up feeling as though our lives are miserable when they're not, based on what we're seeing. And what we also fail to understand when we are wrapped up in the emotions of jealousy and envy is that we throw logic out the window, in the sense that we don't seem to then take a step back, have a bit of self awareness, and look at the situation objectively and think and be like, so this person, number one, they're always showing me everything that is perfect and good about their lives. And what I know about life is that all of us are going through something. It just is testament to the fact that, like, when we look at these people, these celebrities who either end up taking up their lives, and then we're shocked because we don't understand. They had money, they had the perfect family, they had this, they had that going for them, so why did they kill themselves? It's because we don't really know a person's life. We don't have the full story about what is actually happening in their lives. We're only seeing what they're choosing to show us, which is a curated view of their lives, and then we take that and then we want to think that that is the full truth or that's the full information, when it's not. And I think that can hurt us, and that can set us back in our healing, and that can kind of make us stagnant in our own lives, because we are then debilitated by the fact that our lives don't measure up to what we're seeing, whether it's on social media, whether it's people directly close to us, our family members, our friends. we can't seem to imagine a place or a world where we could also get to where we want to, you know. So because of where we are and because of the barrenness of where we are, we can't seem to imagine ourselves working hard, picking ourselves up and getting to those points, because we don't actually also know how they got to where they got, you know. Not everybody has a story of hard work, dedication, patience, you know. Shout out Nancy Hassel. Not all of us have that trajectory. Some of us come from well-off families where our positions are already established for us the minute we leave school, you know. Some of us don't even have to go to school. We can jump into positions that have been created for us. Some of us have connections. Some of us do dubious things to get to where we want to get. So we don't actually know how people get the things that they get. We don't know how they get to the positions that they want to get. And yet, based on the 2% information that we have, now we want to judge our 100% of information that we know about ourselves. I think it's not fair. I think it's destructive. I think it's a damaging kind of way of looking at things, because you're not really honoring yourself. You're not honoring your gifting. You're wasting too much time looking at everything outside of yourself instead of looking at what is within you. I mean, my idol Nipsey Hussle says that stay in your lane. There's no traffic in your lane. If you stay in your lane, you stay in yourself, you stay in what you want for your life, then you can get there quicker, faster, and with less hurdles. Whereas if you are distracted by the lane next to you, you'll be so consumed about what that other person is doing, how far they're driving, how fast they're driving, how far they're getting, that you'll literally be stuck and you won't move forward. And for me, that has been such a profound lesson, because I've been one of those people who have been kind of stuck in this comparison paralysis of like feeling as though I don't have value, I don't amount to anything because of my life doesn't look like this at this particular time. And I'm only realizing recently that that's absolute nonsense. If I have an intention and if I work and if I dedicate myself, then I can get to where I want to get. And if, let's say, I have a goal and I don't achieve that goal, I'm still able to pivot and redirect myself and work towards another thing. I think this whole thing of getting it one time, one shot, you do not miss a chance to, like, that's just, that's not good. I think we need to understand that failure is a part of life, because as somebody who's a former perfectionist, I've always thought that I only had one chance. Like, I just need to get it right the first time. And because I didn't get it right the first time, I just kind of shrunk. I was devastated. I wasn't able to move forward because of I didn't get it right the first time. And the fact is that most successful people never got it right the first time. You know, and it's like it's a trial and error. Sometimes it's trial and error. Sometimes you need to bump your head. You need to fail so many times. But the point is that in every failure, the one thing that we should actually look to and look into our failures is, what did I learn here? What lesson did I learn? What can I apply going forward? You know, and having the humility to also just redirect and be like, you know what? I thought I was an entrepreneur. I really wanted to be an entrepreneur. For 7 years of my life, I'm talking about me now. For 7 years of my life, I dedicated myself to being an entrepreneur, and unfortunately, it didn't work out. And the truth is now, instead of staying stuck in this thing where I know that this ship is sinking, let me just pivot. Let me maybe go back into corporate. Let me look for a 9-to-5 job. Get established, get some financial stability, just breathe a bit, because entrepreneurship is grueling. It's so intense. It's like the most intense development program you'll ever go through, and that just is exhausting. So now I'm at a point where I'm exhausted. I need to recalibrate. And if I still want to participate in the sport of entrepreneurship, then I need to have a firm foundation, and I need to create that for myself. So that means going back into the workforce. That means creating some bit of stability for myself, especially in a financial sense. And then from there, maybe then looking into different types of entrepreneurship also. Maybe not limiting myself to a specific business model or a business type or a service type. Maybe open up myself to other things that I didn't think about. So for me, it's been so transformative in the way that, again, I think also entrepreneurship is so humbling. I think when you're an entrepreneur or when you've experienced entrepreneurship, you understand how humbling that experience is. You understand, like, it's literally an ego death, and it's so profound in the sense that it's just so comprehensive in what it teaches you, And for me, I think the aspects of jealousy and envy and comparison, I don't think we should entertain those thoughts. We should acknowledge them, that they exist, yes, but we shouldn't allow them to rule us. We shouldn't allow them to dictate to us how we show up, how we look at ourselves, how we think of ourselves as being valuable people who have worth, who are capable of achieving anything that they really want to achieve, And so I think envy, jealousy, and comparison, we shouldn't allow it. We should look at it as a sense of, this is just a human expression, emotion, but it really has no bearing into like who I am. We shouldn't make it so personal, because our story is not finished. We can literally be whom and what we want. We just need to have faith in ourselves. We need to have faith in our capabilities, and we need to have faith. We need to understand that life is not a bed of roses. It's not. There are challenges. There's suffering. I think like with this like age of just prosperity, of just winning. When you fail, you feel like you're the only one, and that's not true. So yeah, I just want to encourage anyone who's feeling like they are being consumed by feelings of jealousy, comparison, and envy. Acknowledge how you are feeling, but don't be a slave to it. Understand that you can pivot, you can change, and if things didn't work out the way you anticipated them to work out, it's still okay. Don't allow yourself to be stuck. Don't allow the comparison paralysis to overtake you. Move, do whatever, and whatever people say, don't even factor that anymore. Remove yourself and release yourself from that mentality of what will people think, what will people say. Abantu bayakhuluma, batho babua, mensa gaan praat and mensa praat. But don't allow yourself to be like enslaved by that, because you won't go anywhere. And like, who are they to even approve of you? Why are you even seeking validation? I think that's maybe a greater question for you and us to ask ourselves. Why do we need them to approve of us? Why do we need that validation? What is it that we are lacking within ourselves that we can't move forward? And I know it's not easy. Trust me, I'm speaking not from a place of privilege or not understanding. I'm speaking from a place of being in that gutter, being in a mental like prison, being in paralysis. I'm speaking from that point, and being able to now have this sense of, oh my God, that was just hectic and that was unnecessary, and I wasted so much time being in the self-imposed prison that I've put myself in, So yeah, liberate yourself, set yourself free. People will talk, let them. Like, it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. You honor yourself to live to the full potentiality of your life, and you honor the presence of your experience here on earth to bring into fruition the things that are within you, to self-actualize, and not to allow yourself to be anchored by the inevitable mistakes that we will make, the inevitable errors that we will make, and the inevitable setbacks that will come in our paths. That's not unique to us, that's just being human. So that's what I've been learning, that's what I've been cultivating in my mind, that's what I've been, even in moments of being triggered, even in moments of feeling like, oh, I remind myself that no, I have a greater, like, I can't, I owe myself, and I will get to where I want to get, and I don't have to be consumed about where I'm not, what I don't have, and who I think I'm not. That's just cruelty, really. And I can't be cruel to myself. I refuse to be cruel to myself anymore. I choose to love myself, I choose to accept myself, and I choose to believe in myself and have faith in myself, and I ask you to do the same. So yeah, thank you very much. That was very long-winded. I hope you get what you need to get from it. And yeah, thank you. Bye.